Hello and welcome to another Rant Friday video. Alright, so topic for this week should have actually been a topic a couple weeks ago, or last week rather, but for some reason last week's didn't upload correctly, and I had some editing issues, so my apologies. But this week's is so last week, I believe it was last week, a endangered silverback gorilla. My apologies for that. But yes, a silverback gorilla. This gorilla is endangered. Was actually killed in the Cincinnati Zoo. If you are from America, you probably heard a great deal about this. But the verdict actually came out for, well, I guess some backstory. So there was this family that was visiting the zoo, and the son made it clear that he wanted to go either swim or play with the gorilla in its enclosure. So the child was it was just a toddler, like 3 to 5 years old or so. Went over a barrier that was roughly 3 feet high, and then across a 5-foot platform, and then dropped 15 feet in a moat that was inside the gorilla's pen. The gorilla actually got a hold of, one of the silverback gorillas actually got a hold of this child, and in response, the zoo actually ended up having to kill the gorilla. So there's a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a ton of people who are upset by the zoo's decision on killing this endangered silverback gorilla. Well, they feel like tranquilizing the gorilla would have been more than enough to have saved the boy. And they've had expert gorilla specialists and zoo management comment on this, saying that by the time they would have tranquilized it, the reaction of the gorilla would have easily killed the boy. However, I'm not going to comment on that. I feel like the zoo probably did the right thing, killing this gorilla. However, nobody's really taking responsibility in this gorilla's death, in my opinion. No legal responsibility anyways. So I guess my opinion on this would have to be, and for you guys that don't know, the Cincinnati Zoo is actually in California, I believe, which is a widely dense area. So there was a lot of eyewitnesses as well. However, as I was saying, so my opinion isn't as much as, whether they should have tranked the gorilla or should they have shot it? Because I feel like they did make the right decision shooting this gorilla. Even though it did seem to, at one point, have a almost like a motherly stance over the boy, protecting it from the other gorillas. It did have kind of erratic behavior as well. So I believe personally that the gorilla would have killed the boy. So where I coming from is that nobody's taking legal responsibility, as I said. And by that I mean nobody was taken to court, basically, over the death of an endangered species. Which I I'm actually kind of surprised that the state is not getting after either the parents or the zoo, hold in legal charges, just because it is an endangered species. I would almost think that by law they would have to, but maybe, just maybe, I don't know my laws as far as that. But anyways, as I was saying, where I'm coming from is the stance that I personally think that the mother should have been taken to court over it. The zoo, the verdict ended up being that the mother decided not to press charges, which makes sense because, it was her child that decided to do the stupid act of climbing inside the cage in the first place. And it seemed pretty secure anyways, in my opinion. So it's not like a security thing that should be addressed. It's more or less that the boy was stupid enough, and the parent, of course, was stupid enough to let the child, and not to mention the parents seemed to be neglectful as well. She was watching 3-Hour Kids supposedly, but that's not the point. The boy made it clear that he wanted, and I know that they would deny all of this, but there was what I watched when this news story actually first came out, because it was one of the nights I was up and just couldn't sleep. So I was just watching things on TV. And one of the first things they released was a video that showed the boy saying that he wanted to play or swim with the gorillas, whichever one it was. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was one or the other. That's one reason why I think she should be held responsible for the death of the gorilla. The other being, it's difficult for your child to climb over a 3-foot barrier across 5 feet of a ledge and then drop essentially 15 feet in a moat without, before they drop into the 15 feet, somewhat being cautious of your child and knowing what your child's doing at all times. That's kind of responsibility on the parent and not the zoo. With that being said, like I said, the zoo decided not to press charges, the parent decided not to press charges. However, being the fact, if it was not an endangered species, I'd say, alright, well, fine. But it's an endangered species, so it's not exactly, okay that the gorilla was killed, in order to save the boy. Humans are not an endangered species, and personally, I know it's kind of heartless to say. In that case, the boy should have probably died. But since the gorilla was the one that was, killed in this instance, I think that there should be charges pressed against the family, who ultimately was the reason why the gorilla got killed. I feel like I'm kind of rambling, too, as well. So my apologies for that. But I just want to kind of get my opinion out there. And I didn't want this video to be too short. Because, if you were just to Google Cincinnati gorilla, I don't even know how to spell Cincinnati off the top of my head, to be honest. Because I'm not from that part of the U.S. However, if you were just to Google Silverback gorilla killed, or zoo, or something like that, you would be able to find, tons and tons of stuff on this. And it's just overwhelming that there was no legal justification taken over the boy, the family, the zoo, the state. Something should have happened of it, because right now they're acting like, oh, well, nothing happened. I think they held like a small memorial service or something for the gorilla, which, whatever, because at that point it's just, I guess this is how I feel about it. So, while the gorilla was alive, it's a silverback gorilla. It's an endangered species. Once the gorilla was dead, it's a gorilla. Um, so I don't know if the memorial service or whatever, if there was one. I know that people put down banners and wreaths and whatever for the gorilla. I don't know if that's really called for, to be honest, at that point. However, I think that there should be some legal action taken, because it's just not okay what happened. Um, but that's kind of my opinion. Let me know down in the comments your guys' opinion on this matter. I'm hoping that, there's at least some people out there that kind of agree with what I'm saying and understand kind of what I'm saying. I hope you guys did enjoy this week's topic. If you guys didn't, make sure you guys smash that like button. I really would appreciate it a lot. If you're new around here, be sure to subscribe. I do, basically at this point, I'm doing daily content. And I'm trying to do, a little bit of everything as well. But as I was saying, I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you guys leave your comments down below about this topic and what you guys kind of think what should have happened of it. I really would appreciate it a lot. But other than that, I'll catch you all next time. See ya.